Hope everyone is doing well. So today's call, we're going to do a bit about mindset and overcoming obstacles. And my beautiful wife here is going to discuss a few points on all that because she's pretty good at that sort of stuff. And yeah, so essentially when we're talking about mindset, think about, and the best way to absorb it when going through these types of calls is the best way to think about it is to reflect on things that he'd done in the past, take notes, and then and just digest it, and basically just referencing what's happened in the past and how you can sort of like take what you're getting out of today and being able to move forward. That's the best way to absorb information. Rather than to take something that you're learning and then trying to apply it without, no real something to like base to work upon. So anyway, I'll hand it over to my lovely wife and go from there, and then I'll interrupt as we go.
Thanks. So with mindset, especially with like entrepreneurs, most people don't actually know that entrepreneurs have their own type of mindset. It's its own definitions, and its own entity, its own manifestation from people. So that's like super important to remember that if you're here for a reason under mindset, and that you have an entrepreneur mindset and you're set apart differently from the rest of society and the way that you think. But then when you get into it, oftentimes people will confuse what their mindset can change constantly. You could be in that 1% that of entrepreneurs that want to start something, but then like your mind will start changing. And it's often because people don't have like that mindset of I want to start something. I want my own business, for instance, as an entrepreneur, I want to start doing online stuff. That changes all the time, but the biggest one is because you're not getting the results that you want. Oftentimes, and many of you know, my husband is from Australia, so we have this big discussion all the time in our family about definitely what our mindset is culturally. So if you look at like in Australia, they're very like super laid back, which is where he's from. But here in America, we're very big on instant gratification. So oftentimes we go into something and then our mindset is we're going to do all these great things, and you have that potential, but you didn't get your instant gratification. So then your mindset changes to, well, what's the next best thing I can do? And then before you even start something that could have been so great, you try to move on to something else, and then you get all these failures and you start getting super angry, right? So that's where my mindset is when I talk to people, especially when I'm coaching them. I let them know about results. So everyone is really big on results for themselves, but oftentimes when we're doing a business, we forget the whole reason that we're doing it is because we're helping other people out. We're giving them the results that they're looking for. So two things that people often do a big hiccup on, especially with being an entrepreneur, is your results that you're trying to do are usually for yourself and not for other people. Right? You're not trying to give back to helping others. And you feel like failure is such a big deal that you quit before it even starts. So the first one is the results is your mindset of what other people want, not what you want. So you could go into, and I'll give you an example. I started this big jam business, right? And I thought everybody was going to love my jams because I made them into this whole like alcohol jam thing. And everyone was like, that's so cool. But it's not what people wanted to buy. Right. So like the idea was great, and then I felt like such a big failure. And so, but I was not giving what people wanted as a result. They wanted to know like, what else could I do with my jams? And I didn't roll with it. Right. And if I wouldn't have failed in that business, I wouldn't have been able to see what the results were that I needed for my coaching business later that I started. That I was good at. So that's one of the main things that you want to do is you often want to see the results that are going to help other people. People want to know what value you can give to them because they're giving you money. And that's oftentimes why people start their own business, right? They want time and they want money. And often we want to buy our money and get our time back. Oftentimes, like with your family, your job, you want to be able to be off holidays. You don't want to be anyone telling you what to do. You want the money and the time that you pour in to come back to you, right? The only way to do that is by going out and giving people value and a result that they're looking for, and they will pay you money to do so. But we get caught up so much in the details that we often forget what the value is that we're giving, and we don't believe in our product. So then we feel like we failed and we get stuck and we're like, oh, I invested all this money. And that's not true. Like, your mindset has to change to whatever I put out into the universe. And trust me, you don't have to be, a religious or a godly, believing person, but whatever you put out into the universe will come back to you. So if you put out something that has failed, you have learned a lesson on what you're going to do next or not to do next in your business. So those are some of the most important key facts to start off with, is that you don't need to go into your being an entrepreneur automatically thinking that it's going to be a success. Like, you might have set up everything might have been perfect, but then nobody comes and suddenly you feel like this failure because you didn't get thousands of dollars that was promised to you from an email and all this hard work that you put in, and now your money's missing. So we want to get out of that mindset as an entrepreneur. We want to know that what we're doing, it's okay to fail, and that we also may take the value from what other people need, not necessarily what you need. So that's a huge thing right now. So I'll give you an example too, is you're like, oh, well, people don't want to give money for things. Yes, they do. They want to give money for value. When you go, what is more important than money? When you go to a gas station, is gas more important than money? Yes, because you need gas to drive. When you go to the grocery store, do you pay money to buy groceries? Yes, you do. And that's more important. So the same thing applies to your customer base. When you're doing your entrepreneurship, you have to find something that is going to give value to that person, and they will pay a higher amount of money because you giving them the results that they need. That's the biggest thing. Sorry. And if you have any questions, yes, definitely post it in the comment section. Or if you have any, definitely, comment back if you're like, oh, well, how do I provide value for that? You find something that you are talented at. As an entrepreneur, my calling is I like to help people out. So therefore I do coaching because I am good at it. It's my calling. People come to me for advice all the time, and I'm like, absolutely. So therefore I have found a way to be able to bring value and make money and give my time back into the universe. You have two different kind of mindsets, which is like a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. So a fixed mindset is like a person who is like, I don't need to learn anything. I don't need to do anything. I have natural talent. So therefore, I'm just going to put the results out of my natural talent. And they're only fixed on one thing, which is not growth, which is not learning. And they don't really have a sense of resilience either because they didn't fail, right? You have growth mindset, and your growth mindset allows you to learn, be resilient, fail, pick yourself back up, and then go back to what you need to be doing with your mindset that's focused on growth. Oftentimes, many people who have been scientists who have dove into really powerful entrepreneurs, like Bill Gates, and is a great example. And if we're going to go with the ClickFunnels route, Russell Brunson is really great, Grant Cardone. Those people have the entrepreneur mindset of a growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset. They know that they constantly have to evolve and grow their mindset. So those are great. You want to stick with that. But if you're doing the growth mindset, resilience comes along with it. And that is the biggest thing that you need to kind of take away with you is, again, failure is a good thing. Oftentimes people are like, I hate that. And you're going to fail at so many different things. Again, I'm going to go back to story time, is because my husband was running these big time, building schools over in Australia for the government. And then he comes over here, and guess what? He's overqualified to do anything. So what does he decide to go into? Being an entrepreneur and creating his own business. Well, did you think that where he's at right now, he's going to have like it happened overnight? Sure did not. Let me tell you the amount of times that this man over here had to fail.
The real boss.
The real boss had to fail in order for him to pick himself back up. And that's just a testament of, okay, this wasn't working, no bueno, right? So, but that's where he's at now, where he's making the kind of money that he's at. He had to fail and realize this is probably wasn't the right move. Now, some of you are like, I don't have that kind of money. Like, where do I have money? Mindset is about that. If you choose, and you can disagree with me all you want, and you can bring whatever kind of argument you want back into this, but if you choose to be poor, you will be poor, because that's a mindset of what is considered poor, right? But if you choose to be poor, that's your mindset. You can develop and grow to be in riches in the way that you want to live your life. Like, that's all about mindset. So if you're like, oh, man, like I invested all this money, and some of you, you've spoken with me. So we've had our heart to hearts where you were like, I invested all this money into this, for instance, like a coach who gave me all these pretty promises and then left me to the wolves. Like, yes, there's people out there who do that. There are a lot of bad apples, but that doesn't mean that you stop investing or you stop taking the time to learn something that you want. If you truly want to be an entrepreneur, as far as being able to be like your own boss, for instance, you don't want to work for somebody, that is possible, but you might have a lot of hiccups along the way. That doesn't mean you stop doing it. Just because the gas prices went crazy and wonky doesn't mean you stop buying gas.
Well,
So
there
you're
was
going to keep
like, in terms of the poor mindset as well, like the poor mindset is also like you don't deserve. People like literally have the belief to say they don't deserve the right to make so much money or do all this sort of stuff, and it's a load of BS. It's just a matter of changing it. Like, obviously, if in this group, you have the belief mechanism because you've already taken the plunge. Like, this group is a paid group, so you've already started a level of investment in yourself in one way or the other. Being on this call, watching these calls, even if it's a replay, you're doing something about it, you know? And then, like, when Amanda's talking about failure, like, so 2017, I thought I achieved entrepreneurial success, but it wasn't really entrepreneurial success at all. Had some success doing a CPA program. Like, a CPA program is like, you get paid to get leads, right? You send leads to an offer to someone, to a company, and they'll pay you $5 to $20 per lead, and that's what this was. And I was doing a lot of money with it, and then the bloke asked me to come work for him. And it was a contract where basically he was paying me for my time, but it wasn't really entrepreneurial success because that contract was completely dependent on his decision making, and my future was still dependent on him. So it wasn't really entrepreneur success. It's when you literally have the full power of making your own decisions for your own business without someone determining your future for you, right? So, and then when I realized that, I just like, and the biggest thing that I said to myself, I said, I'll never let that happen again. And I didn't. I went back to a 9-to-5 job because I had to, because my family had to eat. And and I just like realized, it's just a matter of figuring out a way to say, all right, I control my list, I control my web pages, I control the offers that I promote. I build a list that converts. And then I started to get success probably about 14 months later. No, more than that, 18 months later. Started getting traction, and then it just snowballed from there.
And don't get it twisted either, because he still has a lot of things that like come up. So just because you've achieved doesn't mean that you can't keep going. Like, you have the opportunity as an entrepreneur to set your own schedule. Like, yes, like the other day we were like, oh, your kid is sick, and we're like, okay, no problem, we can go out and get him. Or something comes up, there's like a storm, and we had to go help another friend out. Like, we have the opportunities to do that, and you can too. But don't think for a second that once you get to that level of even where he's at, where he has a snowball of success, that you don't get to keep that success unless you keep going. And that's where the growth mindset comes in at, where like you have to keep going even if you reach your level of success, if you want to keep it. This is a job like anything else, but you're the one running the show of the job. And oftentimes people forget that. They're like, yes, I got like $5,000, and suddenly they're off like buying a jet ski, and they're like, I'm going to take a trip to Aruba, and then they ain't got no money, and they didn't reinvest their money. So your mindset is never to stop, never to be settled, never to be okay with where you're at. The growth mindset is for you to keep going, and on those levels, like, what are you contributing to each of those levels? And then oftentimes, and he'll tell you, you can't grow until you honestly have a coach. Like, you can't go into something without a sense of community. That's why we built the 7-figure for you to come into, so other people could talk and interact. And I know many people are like, oh, I just bought it and it's really confusing. Well, if you don't use the tools that people give you, then you're never going to accomplish anything, because you have a sense of community where you can ask questions and or make a comment as simple as, I have no idea what I'm doing. No idea. And people have comments, and guess what? The tools of being able to call me and then walk it through. We've had at least 10 members were like, I want to book a call, and I have no idea what I'm doing. And then we sit down and we're like, these are your options for you currently. And every time people are like, well, I just don't want to coach, I can do it myself. Okay, that's fine. But then 10 months from now, if you're still where you're at, then yes, you need a coach. And you need to learn to invest the time in the right coach. It doesn't always have to be someone like James. It doesn't have to be someone like Russell Brunson at ClickFunnels. Like, you don't have to have you need to find someone who's going to be perfect for you on what you're looking for. And that is what mindset is all about, because you can't just invest willy-nilly. You need to find someone who's going to jive with you, who's going to work the best for you. And in your mind, by the way, when you're trying to make sales, that's mindset in itself for your customers. If you don't believe in your product, people are not going to believe in your product. And if you don't sell something that people want their value and the results for, you're not going to sell anything, right? You are not going to also buy something because you are a customer as well, remember? So you're not going to buy something that's not going to give you value and results that you want. So again, it's not, if you don't have a coach who can help guide you on that, who can help you with your money, who can help you with where you're wanting to go with your type of business, because every business is different, right? Who don't jive with you, they don't give you the results, then you don't need to give them your money. They didn't give you any value for what you're looking for. So you have to keep that in mind too. Not only are you a customer, but think about what your customers will want based on like what you'll want for your business, right? So if you don't want coaching and you're trying to be a coach yourself, then how are you supposed to be selling coaching? Right? It's the same thing with anything else. If you're trying to sell a product or leads, or you're trying to be an affiliate marketer, or maybe we have people who are even like realtors who are like, oh, I want my business and I want to sell people on this stuff. Well, you don't know how to provide that value. You're not going to be able to get those customers. And the same thing is like, it's also because you don't know what value you want yourself. So you're starting at square one. That's your mindset that you have to like get out of. You have to define, are you going to have a growth mindset, or are you going to have a fixed mindset? And your fixed mindset is you sitting on your butt, you bought this piece of information, you joined the Facebook group, and then you're like, well, too hard. Okay, well, that's not going to help you moving forward, right? If it's too hard for you, it's going to be too hard for your customers. So your mindset is going to dictate what your customers' mindset are going to be. And you have to really like look into that. And James, again, you're going to go through the hurdles. James went through, the real boss went through the whole thing where he had to see like, oh, well, I don't think I'm really giving a lot of value as a coach. And then he started telling his story and really like connecting with the people. And they were like, you're right. Like, you're down to earth. You're not trying to sell us on anything. You know what you're talking about. And now he has this big time thing with Breakout CEO. But again, it starts small. If someone doesn't believe in their idea, like Bill Gates, who was like, guess what? I want to create this big thing. And everyone laughed at him, and he kept going because he believed it was something worth value for everyone. And look, he made more money than anybody. So you have to look into that.
Like today, I was on a quick start call with someone that just signed up to Breakout CEO yesterday or the day before. Anyway, we had like as part of that program, we give like a 1 hour call at the start just to get them going. And then we had a conversation about it, and he had some program that he had something about Facebook ads, and he really wants to get this stuff off the ground. And he didn't have a lot of success with this Facebook ads course or whatever it was. And we're having a conversation about it, and he's like, "Well, that was a failure, so I'm not going to stop." But he joined the program, obviously based off a good referral, and and I told him too, like, sometimes when you join a program, initially, there's a lot of programs that have a certain methodology and the way that they go about it, like there's a blueprint, right? And sometimes, those things then generally don't work for some people. But what he's done is that he was actually having a conversation today, and he started talking about how he can incorporate what he learned there with this. And then, so sometimes when you have that mindset and you come onto something new, you can actually have a reflection of what happened previously and what you learned out of that previous content and apply it elsewhere. So I've joined a bunch of courses, stuff like that, and over the last 18 to 24 months. And like this just the other day, like I applied something in my training that I learned 24 months ago from another person. So my students can benefit. It's something that helped me have the actual ability to close a high ticket sale. And, it's just a matter of, adjusting, changing, just tweaking a few little things in the thought process, and it's just and away you go. And that's all it did for me. Like I just probably after a lot of things, like I was on a lot of it, asked my wife, I was on a fixed mindset for a long time. And then all of a sudden I just started to, grow. And then so does this person. I fully believe this person's probably going to have a lot of success right now because, he's got the right mechanism at the moment.
And I always joke about it. I call it thirsty. Like, he's thirsty. He's ready. Like, that's your mindset. And a lot for like coaching. And I see one person, like, they like tapped in. I get it. Like, we're all over the world, which I appreciate the fact that we have so many users from all over the world. And English isn't your first language. That's okay. And coaching is great because there's so many translations we can do to help. The great thing about mindset and the great thing about coaching is that no matter what country you're in, no matter what your language is, your culture is, like, mindset and coaching can help you with anything that you're trying to start. That's the best thing about being an entrepreneur. So yes, coaching, if you want, reach out to James. As far as mindset goes though, with like, and I speak because I coach a lot more female entrepreneurs, but it applies across the board, right? So I do a lot of like relationship coaching. I do a lot of like motivational coaching. And one of the things is I love to tell people is like, make sure that you get your mask ready. And that's your attitude, right? So it's your motivation, your attitude, your skills, and your knowledge. Every day you got to get your mask ready for the world. And those are the big things. You have to have a motivation. One of the big things with motivation is that when you wake up people oftentimes are like, you need to have an affirmation in the morning. You need to have an affirmation when you go to bed. That's baloney. You need to have an affirmation throughout the entire day to change your behavior of what your mindset is, right? Maybe you were saying something needs to be a part of your life. Maybe something, your life is perfect. It's great, because it is. If you're, like when you wake up and you have that mindset, you believe whatever your day is. Nothing has been done without manifestation. We would not have these lights everywhere, this house, this vision, without manifestation from people, right? So if you don't have manifestation, you're never going to go anywhere. And you need to have that manifestation constantly, that motivation part of your mask, right? And one of them is being proactive in having your affirmations throughout the day. You grab a glass of water. Whew, best glass of water because I made it. I'm the best. You walk in here today with your, my husband was like, "Oh, you're going to be online." And I'm like, "Yep, I'm going to be online." And I'm like, I don't look so great, but guess what? Like, I'm ready. And he's like, "You look fine, but I'm ready." Like, in my mind, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not about what I look like, but it's more about like, I know that I'm ready, right? So you're throughout the entire day, you have to constantly give yourself, not in the morning, not just at night, but everything. Like, I go out the other day and I was like, I got bananas. I got the best bunch too, right? Because I picked the bananas. They're the best bananas. And everyone's like, you're so goofy. But that changes your mindset to like hype up through everything that you do. You are great at, but you need to believe it yourself. No one can tell you that you're great. You have to believe that you're great. And everything that you do, it might come off corny, but that's okay because corny is fine.
Yeah,
No
with
manifestations is fine.
like I think it was Farhan. I think that's how you say his name. Farhan. He was the one that mentioned he can't speak English. So what you can do is focus on people that speak your language. Like I know, and I'm not too sure how big a population that is, but you can definitely probably find something and construct something that you can sell within people that will, they'll speak fluent within your language. There's people that are Spanish. They're making $500,000 a month purely speaking with Hispanic people. No, and that's literally like Spanish has to be your first language in order to be part of that mastermind. Right? So you can, and obviously that's so if you're Sweden in Europe, there's just a matter of finding that niche or even something like an interest as well.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of finding something that you enjoy and finding a way to monetize it and as in make money from it. So, there's so many different ways out there. I think what happens is people just get stuck and believe there's one way of doing it. There's not. There's a ton of ways to do it. It's a matter of finding what's right for you and how you can bring value to people within your circle. And there's a guy online and he has, for example, created his own group. He's got 4,000 members in a free group and he makes $100,000 a month just by getting the right people, like people that relate to him into a group and, having fun with them, talking with them. And then at the end of every month, he pitches his course, his offer. Right. And that's how he makes sales. So there's, you can always this, English speaking countries may not be for you. Something in Sweden might be for you. You can
Or even depending on the online marketing, right? So we have the person who's like massive on TikTok right now for affiliate marketing, he's from Germany. And then we have another one who's from the Netherlands. Like both of them are huge on TikTok. I will tell you, English speaking people, they're like, what did they say? I love it. I love it. They're like, I love them. I follow them. I don't care what they're saying. I know that they're making money in affiliate marketing and they are making millions. We're not talking about people who are just on TikTok for show. the people from Germany and Netherlands, these guys are making millions of dollars by doing stuff on TikTok and social media and then integrating it into YouTube right now. But their mindset was, this is what I'm doing for my family. He was an electrician, and he was like, I just started dabbling in affiliate marketing, and now he's making all this money, and he's an influencer. But he's from Germany, and that's definitely like, English is not his strong suit. I follow him. And so when you look at these, that's why I'm saying, like, affiliate marketing, your mindset, being an entrepreneur is universal. It's it's global. So everyone can relate to it. It doesn't matter that you're from a different country. He found a niche that could make him money, but also that allowed his family and him to be recognized. And so everyone can relate to it when they're watching him, whether it's, he speaks German or he speaks English. So that's one thing to kind of take away. Like, don't let those obstacles define you. Like, your obstacles should never tell you or dictate how you're going to run your business, because you have to, like, put those blinders on with what could be a bothersome to me. Nothing. You have to focus on your goal. And once you accomplish that, go on to the next goal. And once you accomplish that, go on to the next goal, because nothing is at your goals does not mean, and you guys see me post all my stuff all the time in the groups, but your goals are not set and then accomplished and then you're done. You just move on to the next goal, because the ultimate thing is being able to run your business and do what you want to do with it. And that's the biggest thing that we can encourage with mindset. I mean, you like I said, with the mask, like, attitude, it's like your attitude and your motivation towards this, like, is going to dictate, like, what you're going to do with your business. If you're going to feel like if you're not going to be resilient, if you're not going to use your skill set to provide value, then yeah, maybe being an entrepreneur isn't for you. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but call it what it is. Don't go in there and say, like, this is a scam, this is false, this is bad, just because you failed. Pick yourself back up, dust off. You failed. You can look around to see if anyone watched you for a minute, but then you need to move on and do what you need to do that's best for you. And whatever that is, make sure you get a coach along the way, so that way you're not making silly mistakes. Right? You're not investing in stuff in the wrong area. Go ahead. Sorry.
You're making the same mistake twice.
Mm-hmm.
It's rarely I make the same mistake twice. But yeah, it's just a matter of finding what your niche is, finding what's your interest, and working on it. It's like working on a craft, right? So, it's the same thing as an interest that you have, like a sport or a hobby or anything like that. Like, if you like Minecraft, then, you play Minecraft all the time, put the same effort into it, or into the interest level as online. Make it fun. That's what you got to do. You got to make it fun. Otherwise, the whole enjoyment of it just sucks the life out of you. It's not a lot of fun. If it's not fun while you're building something, and if you're not quite monetizing yet, but you know that you're building something and you're enjoying the process, that means that you know that you're going down the right road.
Right. And that doesn't mean that just because you are stressed during a certain point of your journey, that means that you've burnt out. Right. So you have to manage stress as you're going through your journey too. Like, you need to be able to sit there, and if you're having different things come at you, like, hey, like, and again, like in our coaching program with James, I have where you can, like, come and talk to me. Like, I'm one of the benefits of his program. So it's like, hey, like, I'm struggling. I'm stuck in this one area. I'm so stressed because I'm trying to do this and this and this. And then I'm like, whoa, let's reel it back in. Let's center yourself, ground it, and everything will be fine. And then let's prioritize what needs to be done and talk it out. And then you need to be able to, like, everyone always jokes about a whiteboard, but those things are amazing. Okay. And you just sit there and write out on your board your top 3 things that you need to do for the day. And again, put your blinders on and get to it. Don't sit there and be like, tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to come. I'll do it tomorrow, because tomorrow's here. Okay. You just got to do it. And then you're talking about trust. That's the whole point of a coach. So if you find a coach that you jive with, then you need to find that person who is able to, like, that you put your trust in, your value, your results that you're looking for, that you think that they'll do. Some people want complete hands-on. They need to be like every step of the way, because we all have a learning style, right? Again, this is something that James and I talk about often. And then some people want to be completely hands off. They're like, don't, like, I'm part of your program, but don't coddle me. Like, bye-bye. I can do this. If I need you, I'll come to you. Right? So you need to find a coach that will jive with you, that you trust. And then once you invest in your coach, then the next person you're going to invest in is yourself, as far as like which direction for your business, because your coach will guide you on that. You need someone, though, that is exactly, you need to define what you're looking for first before you dive into whatever coach you want to invest in. What exactly are you looking for? Like, if you're looking for how to grow realty, for instance, or pharmaceuticals, maybe affiliate marketing isn't for you, right? So like, if you're looking to do that, or if you're trying to do, like, oh, I just want to get crazy leads for my social media, can you help me? There's people who are very good with social media that, I mean, we can direct you to, but like, we would not say, I want to take your money and then not help you with social media. Like, that would be unethical. And there are people that do that, but I mean, that's why you have to do your research, and that's important. You have to put in the work for research, and then that will help you trust who you're looking for.
Yeah.
I hope that helped answer your question.
Yeah, it's just a matter of finding, doing a bit of homework, like finding the interests that you have, and if you're stuck, just post in the group.
Right.
We'll try our best to help you as well.
I mean, that's what we're here for. We don't want to see anyone fail. We've been through the struggle. We have 4 kids. We ate a lot of noodles and bologna sandwiches. And for those who don't know what bologna sandwiches are, that's a good thing. But we ate a lot of poor man's food, and we saved up our money, and then we bought our house. And everyone now is just like, oh, like, you guys are so rich. Like, we went through, you have to go through the struggle sometimes. Like, we both had jobs and we worked online. And so a lot of people are like, what did you give up? We gave up time with our children. We gave up being stressed. We gave up sleep. We gave up a lot of things, but sometimes our sanity. But that being said, like, there are some sacrifices you have to make along the way. Again, instant gratification is not going to help you here. Your mindset, if you want something that's golden, you have to get to the journey in order to reach the mountain, right? So, and sometimes when you get to that mountain, you still have to climb the mountain or go inside the mountain, and you still have to work for it, right? So, and then oftentimes when you have people in your life, like the coach, they should have people who help you with like financial planning. So if you're coming in and you're like when James and I started getting the ball rolling with our businesses, we were like, someone's like, you need a financial person, right? To like help you move your money around and do what's best for you. Oh, so we got to invest again. And then everyone's like, I have to invest more money. Yes, you have to invest more money to make money. That's how all the rich people did it. Okay. They have partners who invest money. They have people that they invested. They took, a lot of the, like, I can tell you the amount of times that I've talked to one of our good friends about, okay, how did he make all this money like so instantly? Guess what? He borrowed against his life insurance and then invested that money, and then went in and invested that money, and then he got more money and then invested that money, and it just kept rolling and rolling. So now all of his money is really in investments. And they're in like Airbnbs and like hotels and all, like, and you're like, oh, okay, well, you got your money back. And so now, like, the next move is, what are you going to do? I'm going to help people now. So, and that's really like the ultimate, like, what is your end goal? And then sometimes your end goal changed. Like someone wanted to constantly make money, but then you made all this money and you're kind of looking around and you're like, now what? Oh, okay. The important thing is to help other people out. So again, your mindset should be growth, but you're going to change your mind throughout the entire process. It's never just going to be this one linear thing. So you have to kind of look at that.
TikTok, YouTube is what I want to do without work every day. So if you're going to work, like if you're going to try and do a content creation stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you need to find something that, you know, find something that you like to do and then just record it every day. You know, find a hobby or, you know, tips and tricks and hobbies that you like to do. And then when you get to a certain level of subscribers and watch hours or views on YouTube Shorts, you can start monetizing your YouTube videos will start being monetized.
Mm-hmm.
Like as in you might start making money based off the ads that are shown on your videos. And if you do it right, and you just post a new video every week or once a week, then you know, you just keep plugging away at it, your YouTube presence will grow. And then YouTube will start putting you in front of the right eyes. So that means you get more watch time, you start building a subscriber base, and you start doing all that. Now, in terms of doing that, there's actually a guy, where is it? He was at Funnel Hacking Live, and I'm not too sure if he does this in your language or not, but this is what it's called. So just write it down real quick. It's called the YouTube Formula by Darrell Eves. And he actually works with Mr. Beast.
Mm-hmm.
He's a business partner with Mr. Beast. So if you see what Mr. Beast is doing on YouTube, that guy is, you know, part of the brains behind on how he does it and everything like that, right? And how Mr. Beast gets his growth and everything like that. So if you can pick up, you can get it on Audible. I'm not too sure if it's in your language or not, but you can actually get this book on Audible and listen to it. And you can do it that way. And then he also has a free course as well. So it gives you the URL inside on how to do that, like free course. You know, he was in at Funnel Hacking Live, and he did a presentation, and it was pretty cool. Yeah. So yeah, get that book and then read about it because he does it right and shows you like how to monetize it and everything. So I hope that puts you in the right direction for YouTube and all that. But if like in terms of money, like TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook Reels are a good mechanism to get people onto your YouTube channel and subscribe, or you can direct them to a landing page that sells a product. There's so many different ways you can go about it. So I'm not a expert by any means by short form content. I'm hoping to be by the end of the year because I will be focusing on it because it seems to be the social world and info products are coming together a lot quickly than most people think. So yeah, anyway, how's that?
We'll definitely be talking that in another session about social media and how like they can be combined together to like expand. But as far as mindset goes, you know, same thing. Like people have the struggles all the time. Use your assets, you know, that we're giving you. So the 7-figure club is not just for you like, okay, well, I joined Facebook, so what now? The 7-figure club is for you to reach out and like take advantage of all the tools that you need. And at the end of the day, if you go in, if you're a surgeon and you go in and you're like, all right, I'm ready to operate. Like, let's get this open heart surgery going. And it's like tools. And you reach over and you don't have the right tools, you're not going to be able to perform surgery correctly. The same thing goes with your business. If you don't use the tools that are provided for you, then you're not going to be able to go into your business prepared. And that's just the way it is. Okay, you need to use the tools that you have. Maybe you don't need to use our tools, and that's fine, but you need to use the tools that are around you. Use the coach, use, if you're looking for money, we've had people who were like, okay, I have the money, who can do it straight up, or they're like, okay, you got to put on a credit card. There's always some place to do the money, and people are not going to invest. You're not going to invest unless you know that this is going to give you value. Myron Golden, who is like one of my favorite people of all time to like follow, because he is an amazing motivational speaker. He will definitely tell you, I don't sell you on buying my program. You decide if you're going to buy the program and it's a value for you. You just happen to enjoy my program, so sometimes you'll buy it. It's the same thing. If you enjoy the relationship that you have with us or what we can provide for you on value, then go ahead and get the coaching program. If you feel like, another Facebook group is more beneficial for your tools, use those tools. If you feel like that you're already doing so well by yourself and what you currently bought is working, then use those tools visually that you were provided. Whatever the case may be, use the tools so that way you can go further. And that's the mindset of growth, like being able to use the opportunities that are presented for you. But if you're going to get lazy, or if you're going to get angry, if you're going to let your emotions dictate the way that you have to run your business, it's not going to end well, right? We sell people based on emotions. We don't run our business based on emotions.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I got. That's just really, but again, mindset, like, I hope that you won't be a fixed mindset and that you'll have a growth mindset and that your business grows 10 times fold, for the 2023, and that you get to learn everything that you need. But if you need anything, again, my Calendly link is in the Facebook feed, and you can always book a call and be like, hey, I need help or I need guidance. We have a couple of programs, right? So James has the Breakout CEO program where he does personal coach within his group, and he does similar videos just like he does here, and he provides you with a lot of tools for you to be able to grow. Or we have the 10 a.m. Program, which is an academy, which is usually for people who are starting from kind of like the basics, who are wanting to do product launching and affiliate marketing. And again, each of those programs are helping you one-on-one, hands-on, like a classroom, grow for your business if you're looking for online marketing. So that's our mindset, and that's my gig for me for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed us tag teaming this.
Yeah, if you guys are, if something, like if you think that you need something more than the next step, like hit us up, like, have a chat with Amanda and, book a call via one of my, emails or something like that I send through for Breakout CEO. Because it's just, it all depends on how, like, and we do have flexible payment options as well if that's an issue for you. The reason why, it's what it is because we pour the resources into it, so you can walk out, with a fully fledged either one affiliate marketing business or product creation side of things.
Right.
Right. So I've had students that have done over 500 grand in 12 months based on a $2,000 course. And have a chat with us. Have a chat with Amanda, book a call, and if it's something that you're interested in, then we can speak from there. There's no pressure.
And I have the translator. So we just recently had someone come on board with us from Poland, and she's ready. She's going to do the 10 a.m. Academy, and she's starting from scratch. She doesn't know how to do product creation. She doesn't know how to do affiliate marketing. She literally is starting from ground zero. And that's exactly what that course is all about for us. Again, we're not selling you on it. You can join it if you want to. It's a great course. Or if you already have your hands dirty and you already know how to do affiliate marketing, but you want to grow it more from where it's at the next level, Breakout CEO is for you. And that's, again, if you feel like you have a connection with us, our whole entire thing is based on a family unit. We want you to come in and be like a family and be able to talk to us, and we're helping you grow along with us. And that's our biggest thing that we want to contribute back to society, is because we've had so many people help us, and that's what we want to give back. But we are more hands-on for sure. So just to put that out there, if you're, and again, you said you're looking for affiliate marketing, get on a call with James too, or get on a call with me, and we can talk about where you want to go for your affiliate marketing.
Yeah, I'll grab the link for you if you're interested in it. You can watch the video if you haven't seen it yet. I prefer people make informed decisions before they want to jump on a call. I'll literally show what's in it, what you get, what the expectations are, and what the price is as well, the fee. So, oh my God, I lost the page. Where'd it go?
Turn that glaring on my face.
So this is the I don't want sound on.
Now, I will tell you too that this market for affiliate marketing is changing, and if you plan on doing that, you definitely need to make sure that you change along with the economy, and it's ever changing. So, like, if you plan on getting involved, just like full disclosure, like if you plan on getting involved with affiliate marketing, it changes just like anything else does. Right? Healthcare changes, like the way that we build our houses changes, the way that our money is moved is changes. So is affiliate marketing. And if you don't evolve with that, if you don't change and you try to think like, oh, this worked for me this year, but the next year you're like, I don't know why people aren't doing what they're doing. It changes. You need to evolve with it. But once you learn the basics, once you learn how to get your hands dirty, you can be creative. I mean, that's what an entrepreneur is. It's a person who's creative and persistent and has goals in their behavior. So once you change with that economy, you're going to be doing great. Promise. That's where, and that's where your coaching will guide you, because we've already been through the changes and we just want to help fuel your creativity.
Yeah. And like with the programs as well, we update the content to reflect what's going on as well. So, for example, like with Breakout CEO, we do like a 2-day. I think it's either going to be in May or it's going to be in August. Because Breakout CEO is a 12-month membership, and by the end of the 12 months, you should really be pretty much on your way, like doing well. And I'm just trying to think. So, we do like a 2-day virtual mastermind where we just it's going to be a full day, both full days, discuss current trends, what's working, what's not. How do we update the content to reflect what's best of happening right now? And like I said, it's a dynamic program. Things are going to change. And that's why we've done a 12-month membership, because when you join those one-time things, you just feel like you're continuing to leap from program to program. And I've been there. And then you got to figure out, what's and plus a lot of some of these things are gimmicky. Like they revolve the whole high ticket. Like there's a high ticket program out there right now, which is solely around trying to get Instagram up and selling a high ticket program. But what happens when all that dies off? You're stuck with just this course that's not evolving, and plus it's a one-time offer. And I know that the vendor, what he's going to do next is that he's going to get onto the next hot trend, and then he's going to charge $1,500 for that. And he says, all right, well, that's not working no more. Here's another course, but he's got to pay another $1,500. Whereas with Breakout CEO, it's a 12-month membership, and I'll be updating and stuff based on what's working, what's not. I get people in. We just had an expert come in on tracking like solo ads through like in media buying and traffic like that, what's converting, how it converts, you know, all the way through. So, you know, it's just stuff like that. So, you know, it's completely up to you guys. If you want to book a call, go through it, book a call. Or, you know, if you find something with another person, good for you. Like, go for it. Like, you know, if you find that's more relative to you, by all means, like, just start something.
Talk about using tools, by the way. I see Brett's on the call, and he does a really great job interacting in the group. So if you ever need to be able to talk to another peer, like Brett's great. I always see you on there. I just wanted to give you a shout out. I see you in there.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and I would say, like, and again, and she's gonna kill me for doing this, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Helena, she's from Poland, and she just joined the 10 a.m. Academy, and she's fantastic. But she said the same thing. She was like, I'm just like, I'm so sad right now. She's like, I invested all this money into this coach, and he said, just go watch the videos. And I was like, are you serious? Like, this is no, like, everyone needs to know their learning styles, which is, again, why I'm part of this group in the first place. But you need to learn your learning style, and not everyone can just go watch a video and learn something. Sometimes, did you know 85% of the world, not the United States, the world is kinesthetic, which means you need to be able, someone needs to talk to you as you're touching it. So if you're not doing that and you're just being left to your own devices, like, how are you supposed to grow? That's where the research, and I can't emphasize enough, find a coach who you relate with and trust, and then move from there. Like, it's just so important. It's so important. But I mean, that's another video that we can definitely do later down the road, because is proper coaching. So I know we only have like a minute left. I was about to go on my tangent. Don't let me do it. Don't let me do it.
You're good. Yeah, so other than that, guys, mindset wise, just like I said, take the pointers of what a man is giving you and apply them. Don't beat yourself up about anything. You know, it's sometimes shit happens. It just, and then it's just a matter of picking yourself up, dusting off, and then, you know, just don't make the same mistake twice, because clearly the biggest thing that people do is that they make the same mistake over and over again. It doesn't matter what program they join, sometimes they'll make the same mistake because that's just habit based. So you need to break the habit. So, you know, it's a matter of identifying what happened last time and how to overcome it. Like, how to not do that again, right? So
I think what Brett's trying to tell you is that he's very excited that I'm on this call, and he wants me in future calls. I get it. I like how you changed it from the boss to James. Mindset. Get on it. Use your tools. Get in contact with us. Do better. And we're all good. Oh, wow. Mindset. We're going to have a conversation about that when we get home.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, it's been a pleasure. We'll catch you later. I'll save this post or this Facebook live to the guides, and it's been pinned as a featured post. So
we'll be back. I hope y'all have a great day. Keep on trucking. Keep swimming. Do great things.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.